Vi er taget til smukke Stockholm, byen vi aldrig får lov til at se noget af, fordi vi sidder i sådan nogle rum her og spiller. I dag skal vi se på Syndicate, jeg skal ned og spille coop, og så bagefter skal vi tale med Jeff, som har været med til at udvikle spillet. Det kommer nogle den vej fra. Skynd jer, den vej, så godt.
The Cayman Global Syndicate is trying to steal shares from our Western Europe market. This is not acceptable. We need to teach them a lesson.
I'm picking up hostiles.
Going in hot! Drop off!
Proceed to eradicate them.
The general and his forces are down. The world has taken notice. And that notice will demand a response.
Jeff, Syndicate, what's up?
What's up? Well, it's 20 years on since the original. It's high time that we brought it back, and we brought it back with a great game, a fantastic Starbreeze single-player campaign, and an all-new co-op campaign as well.
We're going from a semi-third-person kind of view to a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Why the change?
Well, there's lots of reasons and lots of arguments and lots of opinions on this, but we wanted to bring the game back for a different generation. It's 20 years since the original. The original was a classic of its time. Kind of asked yourself, why remake it? Why don't you just take that as inspiration and bring this back as a new game for new gamers? And putting you in the boots of an agent seemed like the coolest way to actually do that. So that's what we built. I don't think we set out to please the console crowd. I think we set out to make a game that was going to be cool and right for the console crowd. I mean, first-person shooter it seemed the appropriate way to go for the kind of game that we wanted to make. We wanted to make it hardcore and intense and action-packed and visceral as well. A bit of an overused word, but that's what it is to be an agent.
Today here at Stockholm, you're showing out the whole co-op part. We've been playing some levels. What's like the key features in this co-op experience?
I mean, co-op is more than just a co-op mode. I mean, we built a whole new game for the co-op, for co-op. There's 9 maps to it, but it's not as simple as just playing through maps with 4 of your friends. And you really do need to cooperate using the breaching mechanics to keep each other alive, to shield each other, to attack the enemy as well. But also you need to strategize as well. You can't just lone wolf it through there. You need your teammates around you, and you need to be communicating as well. But beyond the actual game, when you're in a mission, there's a huge amount of progression and upgrade ability in the Syndicate co-op campaign as well.
The whole FPS genre is really packed with game these days and the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Where do you see your game fitting in? Will you take up the fight with the big FPS shooters, or are you kind of somewhere in the middle?
Well, I think, our co-op campaign goes a long way to kind of like carve out a space for us. But we never set out just to make another first-person shooter. I mean, we have a great weapon experience. We have all those classic Syndicate weapons as well, the flame and the minigun, etc. But we also have this breaching mechanic, which does kind of change the beat and the rhythm of the game completely. People familiar with shooters, and they'll start to play it immediately like any other shooter, and then they'll quickly realise that there's a whole other side to this, a whole other beat to this. We set out to kind of put you in the boots of an agent, but obviously the original had so much more going for it. You had the cyberpunk world, it had kind of the brutality, the technology and the weaponry, and all of the progression as well. So we wanted to capture all of that and just put it in a whole new perspective.
The single player part, how long will that be?
How long in terms of length?
Yeah.
To play through it, I think it's a good 8+ hours to play through the campaign once.
And that's straight single player, you can't add a friend to join your co-op?
It's a single player, very narrative driven. You play the role of Agent Miles Kilo. You're the very latest Eurocorp agent, their weapon or their enforcer, if you like, and their great hope for taking over more of the market share. So you're equipped with this Dart 6 chip, which is the chip which gives you the breaching abilities which you use in the co-op campaign as well.
What is your favorite way of taking out an enemy in the entire game? Do you have a favorite?
I think it's a tricky one. I mean, there's so many ways of doing it. Co-op is always good, as you've experienced today. It's just to finally take down that boss. It's just that sense of satisfaction. But for pure kind of giggles, really, a well-timed suicide breach is always funny. With the guy pulls out a grenade and takes out a whole bunch of guys around him as well. So.